my financial investments, my mental, spiritual investments, can I put that aside and be a palette, an empty palette to learn, an empty whiteboard that can be drawn on? If you can do that, well, then you will progress in this field quickly. If you come in here and you rebut or you take, yes, I like that, I don't like that, and you start discerning it before you have an understanding of it, well, then you won't progress well in this field. So I have to say this at the beginning. So, because I've studied many, many different modalities. I've worked in the clinic more than 15 years. I've seen many hundreds and probably thousands of clients. I've worked and studied in many, many different modalities and studied with many teachers here in Australia, overseas in China, many countries in the world. I've seen firsthand the effects of these different modalities in the clinic for myself and others, and I've worked with other practitioners in this country, and I know a lot of different practitioners in many different fields. In fact, a lot of these practitioners invite me in to give lectures about Qigong within their modalities, even though the modalities are different to Qigong. Because more and more what I find in the West especially, and this applies in China as well, a lot of practitioners, no matter whether it's working as a naturopath or working as a massage therapist, as a hypnotherapist, it doesn't matter what field you work in. A lot of the time now, more and more practitioners are wanting to integrate and understand working with energy. So they're adding some energy skill into what they already know. So I have naturopaths who want to study Qigong. I have kinesiologists who want to deepen their understanding of Qi, because the basis of kinesiology says that you're working with a Chinese medical model in some ways. You're working with meridians. You're working with the laws of the 5 elements and yin and yang. And in Reiki, you're actually working with those things as well. So I've been invited into kinesiology circles to talk about Qigong. And when I first did this lecture in one of the colleges in Melbourne that's considered possibly one of the most advanced kinesiology colleges, when I had about 17 or 18 people in there. And my first question was, why am I here? What do you hope to get out of this? What's your interest in this? And then one by one they unfolded in saying to me that when I'm working in the clinic, after the first 2, 3, 4 clients, I start feeling exhausted. I start finding that I'm taking on energy from clients. I start feeling at the end of the day that I'm very tired. And I've always lectured on this and saying that when we start working with energy tools, we need to actually have the humility and the guts and the perseverance and be really dogged in finding out what are the roots of these energy tools. And we have only two cultures that really have deep understanding of energy tools, and those two countries are India and China, because they have the longest history, 10,000 years or so. No other countries or civilizations have that unbroken lineage in understanding working with energy, whether it's to do in a spiritual sense or to do working with the body. Now, if you have an interest in working with Qi or energy, either you really put yourself into the Indian system and go right back through the Vedas and all of the different teachings in Ayurvedic medicine, etc., and Vedic astrology and Jyotish, or you bury yourself into the Chinese system and go back through that. All of the modern healing modalities and tools, doesn't matter if it's Qi force or pranic healing or Reiki, all of these have their roots in Qigong. All the teachers that founded these had their roots in Qigong. So in a sense, there are modern offshoots of them. So if you want to understand any of those modalities well, you really also need to go back and fill in the blanks. If you're not interested in doing that, then this class probably won't hold much value for you. If you are a researcher and you want to deepen your energy skills, not just so that you can have a better understanding of Qi, so that you have a better connection to it and you have much more ability to work with it, well, then you need to also investigate it. The Chinese have very strict protocols of working with energy. To them, it's not some fantasy, it's not some new age thing that we might investigate and have a sense and a feel. To them, it's as real as the Great Wall. It's a fact of their existence. To the modern Chinese person, it may not be. They still understand the word Qi because they hear it from their mum or the dad or the uncle who's out there doing Tai Chi or Qigong in the park. Somewhere in every family, there's some link to some family member who is doing something or has received something or knows somebody to do with this. In Beijing alone, it's estimated there's more than 1 to 2 million people daily who do Qigong. That's not mentioning Tai Chi or anything else that they do. That's a lot of people. There's probably 80 million or more people in one of the surveys out of China that are doing Qigong at any given time.